Good morning. Now, if you are given a choice between having a good life and a great life, which one will you choose? If you have an opportunity to live an extraordinary life and an ordinary life, which one will you choose?
Great one,
If you
sir.
have a choice to live a life of ease and glory against a mundane life, which one will you choose? If you have an opportunity to live your life fully or only just survive, which one will you choose? If you have a choice to use your potential fully or only what you can use, which one will you choose? So welcome to Empowering Morning Conversations. It is a forum which happens every morning for those people who want an extraordinary life, who want to live their life fully, who want to use their potential fully. And the way we help people to do that is by helping them to deal with whatever stops them from living a life that they choose. And some of the interferers that stop us are what we deal with here: mental, physical, emotional interferers. If you could deal with them and get rid of them, won't you live a more powerful, effective, satisfied life? So that's the purpose of the EMC. Now, one of the biggest interferers that we face is failure. The interferer is of two types. The failure itself becomes a interferer for someone. The failure, when it happens, it becomes an interferer because it diminishes you, discourages you, makes you be very careful that you don't fail the next time, because you never liked the feeling of failing. Because people never said, all right, it's okay if you fail. Oh, you failed. So you feel ashamed. So when failure happens, it doesn't encourage you to say, all right, I'll do much better next time. What you're saying is be careful so that you don't fail the next time. Okay. So then you have a new interferer. The fear of failing itself becomes an interferer. So today, to talk to you on this wonderful topic of failure, I'm inviting one of our core group members, Neeti Madhok. So let's all welcome Neeti. Neeti, welcome, and over to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Good morning, everybody. As Sir just mentioned, we will be looking at failure. This is a word that we use very often: fail, failed, fear, failure, fear of failure, what will happen. These are all expressions that we use very often in our daily conversation and in our daily lives, in making our choices, in taking our decisions. It grips us from all sides. But for a moment, I would want each one of us to look back into our lives and try and identify which is that first association with the word fail or failure that you have in your life. Please go back all those years and share what was the first association with that word. How were you introduced to that word? Where did you establish your understanding of that word? Who would like to begin? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ready, sir? Ready, sir? Yes, sir. Please.
My first failure is when my visa got rejected to US, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Hasina, ma'am, you wanted to say something?
Yes, my first failure was when I failed 6th standard.
Okay. That is your first association with the word? Okay.
Yes, yes, yes.
All right. Well, Shakti is thinking of some experience, past experience. Let's hear it, Shakti.
Just see your chart.
In school days, ma'am, in school days, just in a running race.
Uh-huh.
I didn't attempt that. I was expecting second, but I didn't. I was in the fifth position or something like that. That's I'm able to recall.
Okay.
That is the angle.
Uh,
What you were doing just now.
Abhinav ji?
The first experience of failure was when I think in my father's friend circles, they were all brilliant students and I was the average student. So
Yes.
there was always that comparison कि उनके बेटे को देखो वो तो इतने अच्छे नंबर लाता है और तुम तो नालायक मतलब इतने अच्छे नंबर नहीं लाते. So that was the first experience of failure, what I remember.
So again, your school days.
School days, yeah, childhood, yeah.
Yes. Okay. Good, Nandan ji, please.
Yeah, it was back in school days again when I repeated my fourth standard class.
Okay. All right. Anybody else who would like to share their first experience with the word fail, failure, failed? Yes,
I think
Major sir.
failure is
You don't worry about looking at that. I'll take care of all right, who else?
failure
Raise your
is
hand.
lack of success is failure.
That's not the
And,
question.
Lack of success, that is failure. And I had tasted failure when I could not make the grade in my mathematics exam as early as the 6th or 7th standard.
Okay. 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 Anybody else has a different experience or a similar experience?
We are even afraid to talk about our failure.
Right.
Bad subject.
Like Major Saab just said, failure, Major Saab, Hasina ji, Abhinav ji, Shakti, and Gurnandan ji, everybody's first association with the word fail comes from school. And in school, the only purpose of failure was that how did we define failure in school? It was we didn't score 40% in our subject. As simple as that. And if we've not scored 40%, or in graduation, it is 33%, in some specialized courses, it's 50%, or even as high as 70 and 75% as the passing mark. And all it means is your level of proficiency in that subject, your level of grasp and applicability of that subject is not at a desirable level. It needs further work. That is all that it means. It needs further work from us. It needs more learning from us. It needs more time involvement, more commitment from us. That's all it meant. And that big red FAIL word, we have picked up from our school days and incorporated it into every sphere of our life. Nobody told us to do that. Did anybody tell us to do that? Did anybody tell us to put that as a as a measure in our life, in every activity we do, in everything we undertake? But we have all done it, and we all hold on to it. And the purpose of my stressing on this today is, please understand the covert nature of this word that is so deeply imbibed in our everyday thinking, action, act, conduct, interactions, everything. We went through the pressures of securing good marks, competition, what the other's child is getting, how others are performing, and it is the same energy that we are passing on to, whether they are children in our house, their grandchildren in our houses, we have nieces and nephews, we have a whole lot of people. I understand the need to achieve in life. I totally agree to that. Performance is important for our own selves first. However, that fail word is only referring to your level of proficiency. We fill up our online resumes so many times where we are asked, where language is concerned, English, your proficiency, spoken, written, professional. That is all it means. It does not mean that, you know, you have to take a back seat. You have to start hiding your face. You have to start feeling guilty and holding on to that guilt and let it become a shame and, you know, stop your life. It becomes a mental block. It becomes a learning block in your life. And it just stops you from doing a lot of actions. Yes, Shakti, I'm sorry to keep you waiting.
No, no problem, ma'am. Ma'am, in my school days, I'm the school topper. Okay, I scored 440, but my brother scored 469. He's in another class, but when he was in 10th or 9th, whatever, my father always to compare. When he was in 10th, he scored 469, but you scored only 440. You didn't make up that. So it's like that moment, at that time, when I was a child, I feel that I'm a failure. Even though I'm a topper, that comparison with my brother is like always make me feel like I'm not that much worth.
And how do you look at now that you are grown up, you're a full-fledged professional, you're a mature person, how do you look at it now?
Now I'm able to see that, oh, okay, it's just a meaning what my dad is giving. Okay, you need to pick it up. That's it. But at the moment when I was a child, I used to feel like I'm worthless. I'm not able to make up. I'm not able to maintain my brother's level, something like that.
The comparison part. That is where we kind of feed that word to grow even bigger in our lives. The moment comparison comes in, that 4-letter word suddenly becomes a 44-letter word kind of a thing. It becomes so huge in our lives and it stays with us through the years. And we very comfortably hold on to it also.
Even I won't celebrate that I'm a topper because that comparison immediately came that like I destroyed my happiness.
How much more self-sabotage will you do? So that's exactly what it is. It is, we are only talking about our level of comfort, level of proficiency in the subject. Now, this requirement for that level of proficiency can come out of the need because you're learning a new subject, you're learning a new skill, you're trying out something new. You know, you've taken an enterprising course, which is totally away from your field, but you wanted to do it. So it is out of a learning need that you are striving for it. And it is not the end of the world that you've not made the mark in the first attempt. But people around us, first, we don't understand that. Second, people around us also pick up our energies and they may also not be understanding that it's just a question of not having the proficiency. Additional work, maybe additional courses, maybe some other mode of learning is required to develop that proficiency. That is all it means. And we take this and we take the word fail through our life, into our work, into our relationships, into our competitive lifestyle, into our social status, and we create a huge circle of limit around us. And then we start living in that limit with the fear that this word fail is going to collapse on me any moment. So that is exactly what we will be discussing in today's session. I've got a little presentation. You may agree to what I am talking about, and you can have other views to add to it. Please feel free to speak up. You may not agree with what I am sharing, then also please feel free to speak up, right?
So while she's getting her presentation ready, there's a very interesting quote that I saw this morning about failure. You have that with you, Neeti? What was that quote
Yes,
I
sir,
just sent you?
I have, but there is an issue with the, okay. Yes, I have it. And I think that was a very positive quote. It sets the mood very well. There is an issue. My screen is showing.
It's all right. You continue. Don't waste time.
Okay. So the quote that sir shared with me this morning is, only those who dare to fail greatly can ever achieve greatly. The bigger the failure, the bigger the achievement. How is this possible is what the entire presentation is about. failure or not having complete competency, not having complete command is a very, very natural state as we progress through life and as we grow. And the challenge is to overcome it. However, words like fear, fail, failure, finished, all of these just limit us. And being EMC members, we all know how to discreate all these words. And I would encourage you all to discreate these words. We've just discussed what was your first association, how old were you, all of that comes through your school levels. Reddy sir talked about his visa getting rejected. My visa also got rejected in 1991. And I know the feeling because even I felt I had failed the test and I'm coming home and I didn't have the courage to even come back and tell the family that my visa got rejected. That is the kind of association and the awkwardness that stays with it. That is the kind of association we've given to this word. And this is how we apply the word. Nobody's asked us to apply failure to it. Visa has not been granted. Subject is not being grasped. That's all. We have, like we just discussed, this school level fail in a subject is what we are applying to all areas of our life, and in all areas of our life, as we apply it to life circumstances, as we apply it to our relationships, we all have challenges in relationships, challenges in life. Your EMIs have to go, you have to perform a certain level, you have to secure certain professional accomplishments by certain age, certain stages in life. You want to be a team leader, you want to be a CEO, you want to be an MD, you want to be a business owner, you want to perform this way, you want X amount of turnover coming. All of these are challenging life situations. And we are all faced with it. If we achieve it, it's great. If we don't achieve it, that is where we begin to go down because all our confidence gets shaken up and then we start going down and we end up into a blocked state of mind. So this is the presentation I shared with you yesterday. After this, I have made some changes in it.
Okay, because I just thought I'll share it because you're having a problem with it. Can you send me the new one? I will share it on your behalf.
Okay.
Never mind, otherwise just continue.
Yeah, I'll share it in the group later on, otherwise. I'll share it in the
so
group.
You can share your, okay, so you continue to share your screen.
It's not letting me share my screen. Okay.
One second. Anyway, you keep talking. I'll do it.
Okay, so this is on this screen. When you get this presentation on your WhatsApp group, take a look at it. The F sign is for the fail word, and then I have 4 of these associations: early life association, competitive performance, life circumstances, and relationships. Now, I have just jotted down some key stages that we go through. You know, we can add at least 10 other stages in each category. But the idea is how in each of these, once we let ourselves slip into the default mode, we end up into that mental block.
Can you make it bigger? Just click on that.
No, sir.
No, you know that next to the cross, there is this box. You click on it, it'll become.
Okay. No, it's only becoming bigger in mine.
Right.
It's not happening on the main screen.
Ma'am, so just to switch the mode, ma'am. Yeah, in your screen right now, it's there, right? Just you need to switch the screen.
Where on the screen is it? No, it's getting stuck. No, it's not happening. Now, how do we identify failure? How do we associate with it? When we've missed our goal, when we've not succeeded, we've not met our own expectations, we've not met others' expectations, and we are faced with a different reality from what we had earlier expected or we had hoped to achieve. That is all that is meant. But in the context, we begin to give it a bigger association and it starts to snowball in our mind, and that not meeting the goal becomes a far bigger goal, and that bigger goal is a failure, and the actual goal that we set out to achieve is totally lost and forgotten in the process. So this is what we need to watch out of, because this is what leads us to our mental blocks and our downturn in life. Now, failure can come out of some positive situations also. It can come out of negative situations also. When we are trying out something new, we are extending beyond our comfort zone. We've talked so often about getting out of our comfort zone on this platform. When we are trying something new, we have to be open to certain setbacks or not meeting the levels of accomplishment that we think we would be in the process. So we have to be open to that. That does not mean we have failed. It just means we need more effort. We need a different approach to that learning of the skill.
Yeah, I will just intercede here a little bit. Maybe.
Yes, sir.
When a situation happens and how you label that situation can turn positive for you or negative for you, right? So if you call it failure, then it becomes negative. Okay? You start getting into a negative conversation. On the other hand, if a difficult or challenging situation happens, you can see the positives in it. Okay? The positive is, wow, now I have an opportunity to find other ways of dealing with it. This is a situation that's telling me that I can do better than before. Okay? It is pushing me out of the comfort zone, so it's good. So normally when a so-called failure happens, or anything that looks like a failure happens, we say, oh my God, why is it happening? I'm failing. If you change your point of view and say, wow, this is wonderful. This is an opportunity for me to become better. Then we deal with it in a slightly different manner. Okay, so over to you, Neeti.
Yes, sir. So the positives scenarios are, and the so-called negative scenarios are all listed on the screen for you. These are everyday situations. Not being able to deliver or achieve the completeness in each of these does not mean failing. Please remove that word from your vocabulary, is all that I'm trying to establish here. Now, there are some preventable failures. Preventable failures arise out of misassumptions, ineffective planning. If we have to deliver a report, we have to complete a task. Ineffective planning can lead to a failure situation that we use in our default mode. Otherwise, we can say that I missed the due date. Incomplete planning. Incomplete planning can arise out of underestimation of what are the challenges that will come through in completing this task. Inconsistent thinking, indecisive thinking. Should I take this route? Should I take that route? Should we take this approach or should we take that approach? Lack of intent or lack of interest takes us into procrastination, and we again miss the due date or the deadline. Lack of timely action, which is usually an overestimation. No, I'll be able to do it. I work in the 11th hour and I'm always able to deliver. And the 11th hour, your Wi-Fi collapses and there is no internet and your computer crashes, your software crashes, and you're left with a failure looking at your face. Lack of accountability.
You are also left with a big because I couldn't do it.
So these are all becauses only. Lack of accountability and responsibility taking, a denial mode. Why should I do this? This is not my task. This is not my responsibility. Why me? So these are all preventable causes towards a failure or towards not meeting the expectation, not performing as per your standards. This slide, when you receive it, you'll be able to see it much more clearly. This slide, the main thing that I want you to understand is right in the center, we have failure, and then we have the 4 arrows. Two arrows are pointing towards failure and 2 arrows are double way arrows. Please understand, otherwise you will not be able to understand this whole slide. Please take note of this. 2 arrows are double way arrows. Default thinking and external influences feed failure and makes the failure much larger, much bigger than it actually is. And a problem-solving approach is what is going to make you overcome the failure and give you achievements. Therefore, the double-sided arrows. Why? Because when you're in that failure mode or a failed state of mind, if you get into problem-solving, you will be able to get out of it. Default thinking, we are all very familiar with. We've done that many times. It can come out of overconfidence, under-planning, regret, blame, shame, guilt, fear, non-acceptance, disassociation, discouragement, looking for others' appreciation and acknowledgement and not getting it. All of that puts us into our default state of thinking. And because of lack of acceptance, lack of peer belonging, where people feel you are different from them and you're looking for their approvals, that is so important to you that your own approval begins to diminish for yourself. The need to outperform others, the need to stand out becomes so strong in some people that they end up becoming loners in their attitude. All of this at some point of time gets out of hand, and when there is a collapse, when you do not meet a certain level of performance or a certain level, or not able to achieve a certain task or not keep up a relationship, the fall happens. And that is where failure comes, and then you don't know how to get out of it. And the only thing that can get you out of failure is your problem-solving skills. Creative thinking, possibility-seeking attitude, a quick thinker, being accountable for what has happened and take corrective action, make another choice, move ahead. Like we keep talking about choice versus decision, make another choice. One choice went wrong, it's not the end of the world. How many times we have not made a choice? Why? Because we are told that it should not go wrong. Just because my choice should not go wrong, I remain in the default state and I don't make a choice and I stay where it is. So I'm already in a wrong state of mind. So when we are in this problem-solving mode, we have to be open that we will be vulnerable. Some things will go right, some things will go wrong. We need compassion from others. We need to, be compassionate towards others who are in this state. And then only we will be able to get out of failure and re-achieve our self-worth, self-esteem, confidence, recognition, success, proficiency, new reality, and a completeness of the task. Pass is nothing but a completeness of a task, a wholesome completeness of a task. Fail is nothing but an incomplete task, that is it. Please disassociate that word fail from a subject grade into a life grade. Your life is not a pass or a fail. It is all pass. We are not moving through, class 2 in life to class 3 in life to class 10 and 11 in life. All of that was school life. In real life, in practical life, in professional life, as we are living through the years, it is only the level of completeness, level of competencies that take us forward. So failure is just more practice. It is coming out of your unpreparedness. It requires improvement, higher training, more learning, additional learning requirements. Your profession is not up to mark, and all you need to do is exert yourself a little more. Take a good look at the situation, take the necessary steps, take the necessary turns, and move ahead.
And one
That
more
is-
thing, that if you think you failed, then there is some interferer you never identified and dealt with. If you are given a signal by that episode, which you are calling as failure, it's a signal. And the signal is there is some interferer you never discovered and worked with. And you never did all these things that Neeti was saying. If you didn't do all these things, so one of them has led to the outcome which you did not like. Correct? And why did you not do those things? Because most of us know that we are supposed to do these. We know that we should do some preemptive planning and all the other things which he's talking. It's not like we don't know. We know. So why is it that I did not do what I know I should do? For example, everybody knows that I have so much to do, so I should plan my time and I should put things in the calendar. Why don't we do that? So what is that interferer that's not letting me do that? So I say, like I've been saying all the time, every experience is an opportunity to become a better version of yourself. So here is something which happened. You are calling it a failure. And the moment you call it a failure, you are defining yourself as somebody who is less than what you are. मैं fail हो गया, तो मैं छोटा हो गया. I failed, so I'm a bad person. I failed, so I should be ashamed of myself. I failed, so I should be guilty. All this that we do. I still remember one person who didn't do well in the exam, and he was quite nonchalant about it. So he said, okay, so I failed. And the parents said, aren't you ashamed? You should be ashamed. You failed. See, here is a boy who was just taking that failure in his stride. He said, okay, I failed. And the parents said, aren't you ashamed? You have no shame that you failed. So now he's been conditioned to believe that every time you fail, you should be ashamed of yourself. You should feel guilty. And then people are carrying this guilt around with them. And they don't like it. So what if we said, okay, beta, you failed. It's first of all, don't call it failing. You didn't get marks. That's all it means. So what did we learn from it? If you take it like that in a matter of fact manner, okay, so this is not turned out the way I want. The outcome did not happen. So what's the learning in it for me? What is the signal I'm getting from the universe? Then will your failure be so daunting? Will it trouble you? Then it's just another event. So like I always say, every experience is an opportunity to become a better version of yourself. Okay. I think that would be the nice closing remark for you. Every experience, because failure also not failure. And one very beautiful thing I liked what Neeti was saying was that how much significance we have given to this. Do you give significance to so much significance to so many little successes that you have in life? You don't know. You're not celebrating those. But one little failure happens. I've seen people cursing themselves and their car and the people who are sitting in their car because they took a wrong turn. Guilt because of you. You keep me busy talking, so I missed the turn. That's why I say stop blaming and start living. Because whenever we have an episode where we think we failed, or we didn't come up to our own expectations, or when we did not come up to somebody else's expectations, immediately get into a blame mode. So either we are blaming someone or something that made us fail, in inverted commas, fail, or we are blaming ourselves because we failed. And both of them are not going to empower you to use that experience to become a better version of yourself. See, the moment we are calling something a failure, जैसे हमने अगर किसी चीज को हार निर्धारित कर दिया, तब आपने अपने आप को छोटा बनाना शुरू कर दिया. Whereas we say what? Every experience is an opportunity to become a better version of yourself. तो अगर आपने उसको हार ना कहा, आपने कहा कि ठीक है, ये जो मुझे चाहिए था नहीं मिला. अब ये एक और मुझे मौका मिला है जिंदगी से अपने आप को और बेहतर बनाने का. Then will we have a problem with it? It's just an opportunity to become a better person, better version of myself, better worker, stronger person than I am. You remember long time back, I think I told you a couple of times, somebody gets up in the morning, he runs because he has to run. Okay, and he falls. And he gets up. Falling is like failure, right? So he gets up and he starts running again because he has to, and his speed becomes slower. Because he started thinking, I failed. So his speed becomes slower. And then he runs again because he has to. And he falls again, and his speed becomes even more slow, and so on. And at some point of time, he's just walking, he stops running also. And there's another guy who gets up in the morning and he runs because he loves to run and he likes to outperform himself. And he falls. And when he falls, he gets up and runs faster. And then he falls again. And he doesn't care about it. He gets up and he runs faster. And each time he falls, he gets up and runs faster. Now, you can be the first type of person who allows the failure to define him or her, or you can become a person who, the second type, who says, each time I fall, I'll get up and run faster because every time I fall, I learned something from it. Yeah. So every time I fall, it's a booster dose I'm getting. The universe is giving me a kick in my pants and saying, hello, get up and run faster. You can do better than that. Okay, so I think a very fitting way. Okay, Abhinav ji, मैं जोश पैदा कर रहा हूँ. आप बताइए जोश में आके क्या कहना चाहते हैं?
मैं ये कहना चाह रहा था कि एक पता नहीं दुनिया में ना फेलियर के साथ इतना ज्यादा वो है कि आप इवन इफ यू वांट टू टेक इट इफ यू लुक एट द वर्ल्ड तो पाकिस्तान आई हैव सम पाकिस्तानी फ्रेंड दे आर इनकम्प्लीट अबाउट कि दे फेल्ड इन 1971 देश टूट गया तो एक इवन इफ देयर आर मोमेंट व्हेन आई एम एबल टू गेट पास फेलियर एंड आई एम से कि यार ये तो इंटरप्रिटेशन है या कुछ भी है लेकिन जो outside like right now we are talking about failure तो एक certain distinction के थ्रू हम उसको देख रहे हैं कि कुछ हुआ नहीं है and failure is just a interpretation, right? Some fact happened, some number this that or some mark this that race में आप 20 मीटर पीछे थे, something like that. But outside the world, इतना ज्यादा वो है डर है फेलियर का इतना ज्यादा वो है कि अल्टीमेटली दैट गेट्स टू मी
Yeah, I know. That is why you come to EMC. आपको याद है EMC में क्या पर्पस है? To get out of the default mode. To create mode. What is the second person? What is the second purpose of EMC जो हम रोज बताते हैं आपको अगर कभी सुना हो तो? To dissipate or no, to dissipate all the negativity that we pick up from the outside world and from people. यही आप कह रहे हो ना? The world is giving me negativity. हाँ. इसीलिए तो हम रोज सुबह आते हैं to give up the negativity which we are picking up from other people. Because the world is not designed के अभिनव you can do it. It's not designed. अरे अभिनव धीरे धीरे चल कहीं गिर न जाए. This is what the world is designed to do.
Yeah.
क्या आप दुनिया को अपने आप को प्रभावित करने दोगे या दुनिया को प्रभावित करोगे? कौन से वाले बनना चाहते हो? आप दुनिया को प्रभावित करोगे या दुनिया को आपको प्रभावित करना?
नहीं, हम दुनिया को प्रभावित करेंगे.
तो फिर आओ ना EMC में जरा ध्यान और दो.
Okay.
Wonderful. Thank you for your sharing because it's a very important point that Abhinav has brought up. Yes, Reddy Garu. Neeti ji, I am.
Yes.
Yeah, you be. Don't go there. Don't go anywhere. You're still there. Yes.
Good morning.
Morning.
Very fortunately, I never use the word failure.
Yes.
I always think that I'm not successful.
Hello, Reddy Garu. In your business, you never use that word. You get my meaning. Where are you using that word, by the way? He got the point. I'm not going to rub the salt on his wounds. Are you getting it? Somewhere we are not maybe using that word, but you may be saying in my mind, you're with these people. Are you getting it?
Yes.
Even with your staff, you have made such a comment with me.
Yes, sir.
You remember there was one statement you made to me once. I'm so much trying with them, make them follow the system's approach, but Even though we may not be using a word, but it's similar, no?
Yes, sir.
These people, it's not going to happen. Something like that.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so please continue. What were you saying?
No, I just want to say that instead of using the word failure, we can always think that I'm not successful. Let me see the possibilities, how I can succeed next time. That's what.
You can do that, or simply you can say, okay, so what else is possible?
Yeah, what else is possible, sir?
And there's another beautiful statement, how does it get any better than that?
Yes, sir.
So this is what happened. Okay, so how does it get better than that?
Yes, sir.
And you'll have so much freedom. Okay, this happened. So how does it get better than that? And there's another statement which we told you once. So what? Now what?
Yes, sir.
This happened. So what? Now what? Okay. So many things we can do. Yes, Shakti ji. Shakti
Yes,
Jada
amazing
Shakti
session.
ji. Yes, ma'am.
Amazing session, Nidhi ma'am. It's so nice, so detailed session. When I look back, most of the failure, what I'm feeling that it's a failure, it's because of my default thinking. So blaming and stuff, I'm able to identify that. But it's happened in a very subtle way. When it's happening, I didn't even realize. After some time, I'm considering this as a failure. So it's a...
That's why I said,
Very-
understand the covert nature of that word and how much we've multiplied it in our lives.
How much significance we have given to it.
Totally.
Okay. So very fitting way to conclude this session is with an exercise which I'm going to do with you. Now listen to me very carefully, and I request you, everybody's got to do this 100%. If you don't do it 100%, you'll learn nothing out of it. Okay? And preferably keep your camera on and keep your microphone off. Camera on, mic off. Leena ji, Gurunandan ji, camera on, microphone off. Okay, Ashok ji, camera on, microphone off. Shakti ji also, whatever. Ready? Now, who stops you in life? Your mind, your body, and your emotions. Correct? How does the mind? So when it stops you, then you say, I failed. Right? Because difficulties and obstacles, they come. Even if every time you failed also, if you rewind your life and look at it, you'll say, oh, if I'd done like this, then I would have not failed. Correct? You know that always. So when that is happening, whatever is stopping you, it starts coming, right? Discouraging voice starts happening in your head. You start thinking, oh, it's not going to happen. I think I picked up the wrong target. Maybe this is too much for me. All sorts of conversation comes, and that's the mind trying to stop you. And at some point, your mind says, no, I can't do it. Leave it. Push. And then you get very upset also. If you always pick up things bigger than you, next time be careful. Don't take on such a big target. You are not capable. This, that, all kinds of nonsense conversation starts in your head. How does the body stop you? You are not looking after your body, so you get tired. You fall ill at the wrong time. You have a client meeting set up, very important one. It could give you 20 lakh rupees business. But at that very moment, something happens. You get loose motions or headache or high fever or blah, blah, because you're not looking after yourself. Okay. That can lead. So mind, body, and emotions. Client makes a nasty remark or somebody makes a nasty remark and you feel hurt and upset. Your pride is hurt. Right? And you're like really upset and you're saying, I'm really idiot here. I don't want to deal with him. But you still go because, money is at stake. Obviously, you will not get the deal. Okay? But I want you to know that if you are alert in your life, that mind, body, emotion will stop you. Nothing can stop. Now, this is very nice theoretical talk. Correct? Nothing can stop. You ask Abhinav, बोलने में तो easy है, करके तो देखो. Correct? आज करके देखते. You want to try it out? Today we will create a situation where mind, body, emotion, all three will try to stop you, but you are not going to stop. You're going to challenge your mind, you're going to challenge your body, and you're going to challenge your emotion. Okay? Reddy Karun knows what I'm going to do. So he's smiling. Very good. So imagine that there is a magic candle in front of you. What is the candle? Magic candle. What is magic candle? If you blow it off, it comes on again. Your job is to blow so hard that the candle is never able to come up. So how will you blow? Can you give me demonstration, one person? Manav, how would you blow? Yeah, not good enough. That's a feeble old 70 saal ka Buddha doing it. Okay? Because remember, you're creating a situation in which your mind, body, and emotion will try to challenge you. So you have to create that situation, right? And you're not going to give up. You're going to keep going. So the way you have to blow is like this. Let me mute. Oh, no, let me not mute. Hear it. And you're not going to stop. You're going to blow harder and faster. Because the more energy you put in, the more your brain will try to stop you and say, oh, you can't do it. You'll get a heart attack and that. Okay. You'll feel, dizzy. You may feel numb in your body, but you're not going to give up. And then fear will come. डर लगेगा, then you'll give up. तो आज आपको हारना नहीं है. प्रेम जी, वीडियो ऑन कीजिए.
नहीं सर, मैं आज अवेलेबल नहीं हूँ वीडियो पे.
ओहो, चलो फिर ये करो.
आई एम इन द होटल इन डार्क रूम.
कोई नहीं, डार्क रूम है, लाइट नहीं है वहाँ पे. एनीवे, कोई बात नहीं. All right, are you ready, everybody? Ready, Garu? Are you ready? You are not Rao, you are ready. Okay, when I say 1, 2, 3, 100%. Otherwise, don't do it. 1, 2, 3, go. Come on. Full power. Full power. Come on. You can do it. You can do much better than that. Come on. Harder. Faster. Yeah, don't give up. Don't give up. Harder. More power. More power. Come on. Ashok ji, और जोर से. अपनी मान्यताओं को मत रोकने दो अपने आप को. Don't get stopped. Harder, faster. You can do it. Come on. Major Saab, imagine that you are going on a route march and you're getting tired. Harder, faster. Come on. You can do much better than that. Come on, Leena. Come on, Leena ji. This is not good enough. You can do much better than that, Leena ji. Come on. Harder, faster. Come on. Yes. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. All right. 1 minute more. Full power now. अभी ना रुकना नहीं है. Full power. More. 60 seconds only. Come on. Harder, faster. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. And harder and faster. All right. 15 seconds. Don't stop, Shakti. Keep going. Don't let your mind stop you. Don't let your body stop you. Don't let your emotions stop you. All right. Stop. Relax. Close your eyes. All right, whenever you feel that you're sufficiently relaxed, you can open your eyes. Okay. Now, if you did this exercise sincerely and properly, you would have noticed how many times your mind tried to stop you. Why should I do it? It's a silly exercise. But I can only do this much. I cannot do more than that. This is my 100%. When who the hell came and told you that that's your 100%? God told you. Huh? And then when you start getting pain somewhere or some dizziness or numbness, again, fear would have come up. You said, slow down, man. You might get a heart attack, etc., etc. But many of you, most of you didn't stop. So congratulations. It proves that you can overcome any difficulty. It proves that if you want to, agar aap chahte hain to, your mind cannot stop you, your body cannot stop you, and your emotions also cannot stop. If you want. It's a choice you have to make. क्या मैं सीमित रहूंगा? Will I stay limited? Will I allow circumstances or other people or my own self? Mostly it's the own self. Will I allow my own mind to stop me? Will I allow my own body to stop me? Will I allow my emotions to stop me? choices. You can say, no, I will not let them stop me. Too long in my life, I have allowed these fellows to stop. जिंदगी में बहुत रोक लिया इन चीजों को. Enough is enough. I don't have anything to lose by winning in my life. Okay? अगर आप जीत गए तो क्या? What will you lose? You know, if you win in life, you know what you'll lose? You will lose the belief that you've got, जिसको आप सही साबित करने में लगे हो. If you win in life, you will destroy a belief that you have been trying to prove. You know, you're trying to prove I'm right. Many people are trying to prove that, you know, मैं अकेला हूँ, अकेला ही रहूँगा. Many people are trying to prove nobody will ever appreciate me in my life, no matter what I do. So what are you trying to prove by not succeeding? So give yourself a chance, guys. Don't let your mind, body, emotions stop you, because today, if you could do it, if you can do it now, you can do it anytime. Na? Hello, good morning. Wake up. Let's do our wonderful exercise. Niti ji, silent laughter, generating power and energy, generating happiness. So you do this one, all of us.
Okay, at the count of 3, we laugh silently.
100%.
Wholeheartedly. 1, 2, and 3.
Very hard to stop. And we can do it without any Mr. Alcohol or anything like that. How about that? Okay, guys. So we have our resident Shire in attendance today. So where is Mr. Kunen Shahidi? Kunen साहब, आपकी शायरी हो जाए. आप अपने आप को क्या कहते हैं, गैप कर देते हो, तो हम आपकी शायरी बहुत मिस करते हैं. रिकॉर्ड करके भेज दिया करो, वही हम बजा देंगे. खुद नहीं आ सकते हो तो.
Yeah, sorry for that, sir.
आपसे ज्यादा आपकी शायरी से प्यार हो गया लोगों को.
बहुत शुक्रिया जनाब आपकी मोहब्बत का.
Okay, go ahead.
जनाब शायरी जो याद आ रही है, अर्ज किया है कि जीतूंगा मैं ये खुद से वादा करो, जितना सोचते हो कोशिश उससे ज्यादा करो. जीतूंगा मैं ये खुद से वादा करो, जितना सोचते हो कोशिश उससे ज्यादा करो. और अर्ज किया है कि तकदीर भी रूठे पर हिम्मत ना टूटे. तकदीर भी रूठे पर हिम्मत ना टूटे, मजबूत इतना अपना इरादा करो.
वाह वाह.
मजबूत अपना इतना इरादा करो. थैंक यू सर, ग्रेट सेशन नीति जी.
Okay, just repeat the whole thing slowly with two lines at a time. Okay.
जी जनाब. जीतूंगा मैं ये खुद से वादा करो.
Promise yourself that you will win.
जितना सोचते हो कोशिश उससे ज्यादा करो.
And whatever you think you can do, do more than that.
तकदीर भी रूठे पर हिम्मत ना टूटे.
Even if providence frowns upon you, bad luck comes to you. What is the next line after that?
तकदीर भी टूटे पर हिम्मत ना टूटे.
Yeah, but my what will shall never break.
मजबूत इतना अपना इरादा करो.
Yeah, make your determination so strong that your will never falter. You will always win. Say that you will always win. Say, I will win.
I will win.
I will succeed.
I will succeed.
I will not allow my mind, body, and emotions to stop me.
I will not allow my mind, body, and emotion to stop me.
Because every experience is an opportunity.
experience is an opportunity.
Every experience is an opportunity to become a better version of myself. And on that note, thank you for all you wonderful people. Thank you, Neeti, for an excellent presentation. And we look forward to seeing you again tomorrow morning in larger numbers and on time. And all those who are watching us on YouTube, I would request you to subscribe and like there also. The message
Neeti,
needs to go
lovely
out to more
session.
people. Yes, Neeti.
Thank you,
lovely,
Niti
lovely.
ji. Thank you.
Very
so
good
much.
session.
Thank you.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gunmi sir,
Congratulations.
for wonderful sharing. Thank you
Yes,
very
yes,
much.
yes. वो तो है ही है भी आप अपना ना रिकॉर्डिंग करके भेज दो हमको 10-12 ताकि आप कभी भी ऐसे गायब हो जाते हो
Correct.
बिना बताए तो हम आपका शायरी का
Correct.
वीडियो चला दिया करेंगे. How would you like that?
कमल जी नहीं आया अभी.
कमल जी आज कहीं और शायरी सुनाने गए हैं.
ओके. वेट करते हैं हम दोनों की.
All right. Bye everybody.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much.
And you be prepared
God
for
bless
another
everyone.
surprise on Sunday. Where is Vetrivel? He's not to be seen today. Interesting. All right. Bye bye. ये turn by turn आते हैं ये दुबई वाले. अच्छा, by the way, there's one very important thing before I say bye to you. Oh, some people are already left. So there is a proposal that many people in India, they are saying that, 7 to 8 is difficult for them because they have to get ready for office and prepare children for school and all that. So there was a suggestion that can we start our EMC at 6:30 and end by around 7:15. So all those who agree to that, can you raise your hands? 6:30 to 7:15, 45-minute session. Yeah, so we have only 2 people coming from Dubai, 2 or 3 people. I'm sure they can stretch a little. 6:30 here means 5 a.m. over there, so it should be all right. Yeah, so think about it. Let me know. I will open the EMC group for you to put your yes or no. All those who say 6:30, say 6:30 over there. All right. So good, great. Look forward to, we will not change it immediately, but at least we know, and I will announce in advance 3 days before that I'm changing to 6:30. All right. Thank you very much. See you. Bye-bye. God bless you.
Bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.